Well, tomorrow, Mayor Brandon Scott will be sworn in as the city's mayor for the second time. He sat down with WMAR-2 News' Randall Newsome to talk about his biggest accomplishments and the biggest challenges waiting for him in the next 4 years.
Well, Mayor Brandon Scott, first of all, congrats on your second term, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
A second run. It's not lost on Mayor Brandon Scott that in Baltimore, this kind of opportunity doesn't just come around that often.
When you think of a second term, hearing the words Mayor of Baltimore, what goes through your mind?
Well, first, I'm just humble. It's been a long time since Baltimore's had a second term mayor. It's been 20 years. I was a sophomore in college the last time that this happened. So I'm just humbled and thankful to the residents of Baltimore for entrusting me to continue the work that I started.
When I asked what work he's the most proud of, there was no doubt.
It has to be our reduction of violence in Baltimore.
In a city that's been struggling to see the light in a dark cloud of violence for more than 30 years, most of his life, Mayor Scott can say his administration is seeing those numbers slow down.
When you think about us, me stepping out there and saying that we were going to reduce homicides by 15% from 1 year to the next, and then we beat it at 20 and beating that as you and I are talking right now, that's a lot of progress for us to acknowledge, not celebrate, but acknowledge that progress, because those are lives saved and lives not interrupted, communities not dealing with trauma and doing something that had never been done in Baltimore before. Never before had we reduced homicides by 20% from 1 year to the next.
We love you, Baltimore!
The seeds have been planted, and now he believes his comprehensive violence reduction plan will be in full bloom in the next few years. Meanwhile, it's juvenile crime under the microscope.
No one is more frustrated than me or my police officers on the street that they are arresting anybody, but in particular young people, for committing the same type of crime in the same day or consistently over and over and over again. And we have to make sure that we're working with our state partners to make sure that the accountability and the programs and services that are needed for families and young people are there to make sure that we're doing what we need to do to keep people safe in the city of Baltimore.
In our talk, Mayor Scott made it clear he's not satisfied with his wins, only what he can do better.
I'm an athlete, so I want to improve in every phase of my game every single day. I want myself and everyone around me to be perfect. It's not good enough for me to just throw for 5 touchdowns if I didn't have the perfect quarterback rating.
So what's the play for the city's QB? Build more schools, more park and rec for the kids. A $3 billion vacant reduction strategy in the works to give some of the city's biggest eyesores a makeover and a new purpose.
I'm going to sign on my last day as in my first term a TIF, not for downtown, not for Harbor East, but for vacants across the city of Baltimore that's going to be allowing us to take neighborhoods like East Baltimore, like West Baltimore, like Park Heights, where I'm from, and take those vacants and turn them into homes and houses for people that grew up there that can move back.
But when it's all said and done, the kid from Park Heights wants to be able to say he shed a bigger light on his city.
The dream obviously has probably shifted since you were a kid in Park Heights. What do you dream of today?
I dream of a better Baltimore today. That's it for me. I'm living out my dream every day of being the mayor of Baltimore and trying to make it better.
But what will be his lasting legacy as mayor? Act 2 begins now. Randall Newsome, WMAR-2 News.